What's cracking, people? It's your man Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, representing high-level technicians operating globally and beyond. So listen, today I wanted to respond to a video post posted by the master teacher BGS IBMOR yesterday, and of course, you know, I'm lining up a lot of different topics to do with the books, the Seduction scriptures, but in his usual fashion, BGS presented something that was thought-provoking. And just as a quick aside, all of the content creators that I have listed in the description of all of the videos or podcasts that I post on the YouTube side have been just on a tear lately, producing some great quality content that is both informative, entertaining, and thought-provoking. We have this time to be in a space where we can really hone in on our skills and actually process what we're taking in from the content creators that we may sense provide us with tools and just quality information. That being said, the post that BGS recently put up about the friend zone was a great one because it really just presented an applicable example from pop culture, from a pop culture reference. In this case, you know, a scene from a television show that really lines up with how social interactions between men and women should play out if a man wants to successfully navigate those spaces. Similar to the octane scale being, you know, an observation from the socioeconomic parallels drawn in the insecure cast members or the insecure characters. And incidentally, BGS, don't think we've forgotten. We're anxiously anticipating with bated breath the book on the octane scale. Be that as it may, the clip comes from the Grownish series, and it's a scene in which the guy decided to stand up to the young lady who had put him in her friend zone and was getting favors from him. Basically, he was at her beck and call, I guess, and when it was time for him to you know, ask her for things that a friend would ask for, she did not make herself available to him. Textbook friend zone. I'll leave a link to BGS's video response in the description. However, I wanted to take this opportunity to point out that the friend zone question was actually a question that came up in my frequently asked question section of the Seduction scriptures. If you have that, definitely take a look at that. But what I want to do first is highlight the glossary section of the Seduction scriptures. So you can take your copy. If you have it, you have it soon. If not, but take your copy, take a look at the definition of friend zone as brought out in the Seduction scriptures glossary section. And you see it says it's a position within a platonic relationship with a member of the opposite sex in which one desires a more intimate relationship than the other. So there are a few references within this book about the friend zone. One being you, the man or the seducer, putting a woman in your friend zone for the purpose of using her as a proxy wingman, so that you can actually get a different woman that you desire. But for the sake of reference for this particular podcast response, we're gonna take it to the reference to friend zone as it pertains to a man and just answering his question from the perspective of a seducer. Should he try to seduce a woman that has put him in the friend zone? That is the question that a lot of men tend to have when learning the skill sets of seduction. So you get all of this information, you get these skills, you get this confidence, you upgrade your habits as far as your grooming and your lifestyle, your purpose and your mission and all that stuff. And a popular question is, wow, I got all this, I got all these upgrades. Should I use these upgrades? Essentially, should I use my skill sets as a seducer to seduce a woman who has put me in the friend zone? So my response to that starts on page 130 and it goes over to 131, but this is under the heading Seduction 605, Free Her Body. Now, in this particular space, we've talked about the levels of the P in the YouTube space, but this is the formal breakdown of the levels of the P from the perspective of a man who is exploring the range and selections and diverse types of sexual and sensual interactions with women that he may encounter. And so specifically, we look at verse 5. So this is page 130, Seduction 605, Free Her Body. And this is trap P, all right? This is ride or die pussy. And I simply say, enjoy it. Practice fun, adventurous, and crazy shit. You both are open and honest about your other partners and are constantly in situationships. You exchange way too much intel with each other about the ins and outs of the opposite sex, feelings, thoughts, emotions, and general relationship theories for anything to ever materialize between the two of you. So just enjoy it for what it is. You're up on each other's statuses and she's on birth control, so condoms are optional. Side note, and here's the point. Your ride or die is not a chick who friend zoned you. If you're in the friend zone and it's not your choice, seducing this woman will result in a spiteful hate fuck. I highly recommend not attempting to seduce someone who friend zoned you. Now, gentlemen, I have tried to make it clear that myself, I do not consider myself to be a dating coach. I'm not a relationship coach. Those aren't my lanes per se. My lane is seduction, social seduction, and the skill sets of social seduction. So with that in mind, we have to understand that every interaction that we have with another person is a relationship, even at the most basic level. So even if it's a situation where you are simply entertaining a romantic or sensual or sexual based dynamic within that relationship and not going beyond that, keep in mind that in order to stay out of a woman's friend zone, those elements of sensuality, of flirtiness, of intimate sort of contact need to be present early on in your meeting this person. A lot of times, the friend zone dynamic develops over a period of time where a man missed his initial window to present himself as a man who desires intimacy with the woman that ultimately friend zones him. Now, I go into these different variations in other sections of the book, but just keep in mind, if you've already found yourself in a woman's friend zone, do not try to use the skill sets of seduction to get out of the friend zone with her. Because even if you do end up having sex with her, that will be used as a tool to put you right back in a position to be used by this woman. She's already put it in her mind that you are a useful utility. As Master Teacher BGS IBMOR brought out in his podcast, once a woman puts you in that frame of mind and she treats you accordingly, that's the key part that you need to take away and observe. As men who are on their path to masculine mastery, you need to observe more. Be silent and stoic and observant, because a woman is going to tell you where she ranks you within her hierarchy or her roster of men just by the way that she treats you. If she's physical with you, if she's flirty with you, if she is engaging and exchanging sensual energy with you. That's how she views you. But if she views you as, you know, the go-to when she needs a shoulder to cry on, the go-to when she needs a couch moved, the go-to when she needs advice about other men that she's banging, then just understand that you are in the friend zone. And if you're okay with that, that's great. However, don't mentally abuse yourself into thinking that this has some magical Disney prince, potential that, you know, she'll one day look up to you while you're assembling her IKEA furniture for her for like the 15th time, and you'll catch each other's eye and then suddenly romantically fall in passionate love with each other, and she'll drop all the other 5 dudes on her roster that do other things for her and make you her guy. Deal in reality. Be smart about it. If you want to maintain a genuine friendship with a woman that doesn't have the nuanced dynamics of sexual intimacy included, you just got a buddy. You got a female friend that you can kick it with, that you genuinely enjoy her energy or whatever, which is extremely rare, and that you should be careful about that in and of itself. Not saying it's impossible, but if you do want to entertain that, have that be what it is. Don't try to even entertain that woman being anything more than just that, and seek for balance within that, as was stated in other videos, and also, you know, in the BGS IBMOR's video. Your time is one of the most valuable things that you have outside of your life force itself. Your time and your life force, or your life force and what you do with it with the time that you have here. Those are the 2 most valuable things that you have as a man. So at the end of the day, do not try to seduce yourself out of the friend zone. Use this opportunity. Use her as your wingman. Women are great wingmen. Say, come with me to this function. You know, help me set up this situation where I get this hot chick right here. Her true colors will come out and be on full display. Or she might be down for that, which is a bonus even more for you. Select men, pre-select men, non-select men. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Click on the links below. Get your personal copy of the Seduction Scriptures. And as always, this is your man, Cousin T, aka the Alpha Wingman, saying, stay sharp and mission focused. Later.